made the mistake. I was like, man, I know I should have eaten something before I came over here.
11
It's all
o'clock.
good. Yeah, totally.
Tough in between.
Woke up late, you know.
Maybe you don't want to be too sluggish.
Exactly.
So when you're hungry, you'll be...
Yeah. Plus, I think you sing better when you've got a little like hunger in your belly, you know, because it's like you're hungry. You know, it's like comes out when you're playing. So.
Well, Dan, thanks for coming to my studio apartment.
Yeah, man, excited to be here. Thanks for having me. Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
a really cool spot.
Something I didn't know about is the neighbors moving in downstairs. Below me is a garage.
Okay.
But they haven't been too noisy yet.
Oh, that's great.
It'll just add to the character, maybe.
Sure, totally hear garage sound just popping up in the middle of the song.
Right.
Yeah, some added texture.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
You're using the house guitar today.
Yep, sure am.
Awesome. Would you like to start us off here with a song? Do you have anything in mind?
Yeah, totally, man. So this is actually a brand new song, kind of indicative of a new direction that I'm going down. That's like a little bit more. A lot of my songs kind of have a deep, soulful underbelly, and this song definitely has like, you know, some complexity to it, but it's a little bit lighter and it's a little bit more like self-deprecating, which I appreciate. And so it's been kind of a fun direction to explore the past few months. And it's just about, you know, essentially trying to be a better man, trying to like, you know, do right each day, and oftentimes failing miserably, and, you know, just wanting to make sure that I'm at least failing forward. And so it's called Reformed Man. It goes like this. Say, Lord, to my name got 20 bones and a one-way ticket home. See the woman I love, been a fool, searching for the truth. Bottle of vermouth, had something to prove. But can't you see, you belong with me. I can work on my disease if you give back the front door. If I'm honest, was a man of empty promises, living out of my mama's crib. Had something to give. My confession, I promised to make some concessions. Couples therapy sessions. If you cover the heat and electric. So baby listen, I'm a reformed man on a mission. Gonna water the plants and do the dishes. If you give me your forgiveness, and I promise to be more mindful and honest. Held your picture inside of my wallet, but I lost it in the divorce documents. think part of the like reflective nature of my songwriting comes from the other area of my work, which I've kind of been leaning a little bit out of in recent years, but life coaching and men's work, and had a men's group that I hosted for a while in Boulder called the Red Circle. It was all about, shadow integration work, working with the parts of ourselves that we typically cast out or don't accept or don't bring into the forefront of our awareness. And oftentimes those parts of us have like hidden superpowers in them, but they're being cast out into shame or into territory that we don't look at. And so that's been a big part of my work. And then recently, just in the past year, I've been transitioning to full-time with music, and that's feeling really exciting and liberating right now.
Yeah. Is it scary at all? It's got to be tough I wonder if it's tough to make it, or am I just making you scared by not being certain?
No, you're not making me scared. I mean, I think it can be scary until you're all in, and I think in some ways, yes, it can be scary to be all in on anything. But for me with music, it just became really clear that this is what I want to be doing, and that I'm going to find a way, I'm going to find a way to, make my dreams come true around it. And so I don't see another option at this point. Yeah.
Is there something freeing about committing to something, like taking away the choice, the anxiety of whether you're going to do anything in life, like making a commitment to something, and then you don't have to worry about if you're going to do it or not. You just have to worry about like following through each day?
Speaking as a lifelong commitment phobe, somebody who's definitely struggled with commitment in most areas of my life. I think there is something freeing in choosing something fully. And music, in a lot of ways, has been an off again or on again, off again love, but also my truest love, over the past decade. I think that's when I kind of started about a decade ago. I was like, okay, this is something I want to pursue, and put it down and picked it up, and put it down and picked it up, and had different iterations of groups I was playing in. And there is definitely a freeing feeling of just, I think for the first time, fully choosing it. Yeah. I miss your face in my shows, front and center. Lord knows that right now you're out with him for dinner. But where do I go? Not to mention, we've been through the thick and thin of this dimension. This dimension. There's nothing to hold, it's all forgiven. The room is clear, there's nothing here that we can live in. Oh, we won't decide a holy altar, but can you wait just one more day before we falter? Meet me in the morning, and I'll be fine. Don't you wait home forever, it ain't never on time. I said meet me in the morning, and I'll be fine. Don't you wait home forever, it ain't never on time. They ain't never on time. Your heart is the coal, and mine the ember, burning through what isn't true, despite the anger. Oh, I'm letting it smoke, engulf the trenches, of the deepest parts of me and you together. But meet me in the morning and I'll be fine. Don't you wait home forever, never on time. I said meet me in the morning and I'll be fine. Don't you wait home forever, never on time. Ooh, it ain't never on time. Yeah, woo.
Did you grow up around here?
I didn't. I grew up in New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So halfway across the country.
I've never been, but I imagine it's a little bit of a different vibe than Colorado.
Definitely a different vibe. Yeah, I grew up in Long Island, New York, and somehow managed to get away without a strong accent, thankfully. But yeah, New York's an interesting place.
Can you give me a taste at all? Got any accent in you?
Oh, I could turn it on.
Oh, yeah?
If you want to. Yeah, totally. Yeah, can I have some coffee and a little bit of water? You know?
There you go. I would go hot dog.
Yeah, hot dog. But yeah, I went to school in upstate New York and kind of fell in love with mountains. I was in the Hudson Valley, which is like a really beautiful part of New York, in a town called New Paltz, and I went to school there. And yeah, I was sure that I wanted to be in another mountain town, but I was also sure that I didn't want to stay in New York. And I was seeing a girl at the time that told me about Boulder, and she was like, I think you would really like it. And I took a trip out. This was 2018, and was just like, wow, this place is amazing. And a buddy of mine got into a PhD program at the same time at a School of Mines, and it was just kind of a no-brainer. I was like, okay, I have a friend to move out here with, you know, let's give it a shot. So yeah, I haven't really looked back since.
2018?
2018, yeah.
I'm a 2019er.
Oh, okay. Nice. Cool.
I had a friend who was living in Denver at the time, and I started visiting him, and it was a kind of a reason to get my feet wet and then be like, yeah, I think I want to live out here too.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah.
So I've been thinking about like some themes to maybe explore in conversation.
Yeah.
When talking to people.
Yeah.
And maybe just around some words and whatnot. And I'm wondering, when you think of hope, is there anything that comes to mind what you're hopeful for?
To me, hope is like pretty strongly related with trust, you know. I think having hope that things are going to turn out okay, and that even if a certain moment in time is hard or a certain chapter is hard, that it's going to work itself out, and that you're going to be, you know, a deeper, you know, more alive version of yourself. You know, definitely is motivation for me and gets me through a lot of life's kind of harder, more challenging moments. To me, hope is always about, you know, having a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, it's if there's nothing I can look forward to, or if there's nothing that I'm working towards, or seeing returns on the efforts that I'm putting in, things can feel pretty bleak, you know?
Yeah. Maybe you need hope. Maybe hope is helpful in alleviating some of that anxiety, not knowing if things will get better or what will happen in those dark times, that you hope can be a way can help in those times.
Big time. big time. And like I know even like prayer can have like a religious connotation, and I'm not a religious person, you know, but to me even prayer, like even just humbling yourself and having a quiet moment where you're asking for better times to come, or you're asking for, you know, some strength and some courage, some support.
What do you think about the word spirituality? I feel like that's a word that can mean a lot of different things to different people.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a very personal thing. You know, I think we can all find a spiritual connection um, to anything that has us feel connected to something bigger. To me, some of the best things are the things that are hard to put into words, you know, and the hard things for our mind to wrap our heads around. It's like, you know, I've had many moments on stage where, I wouldn't say many moments, but I've had more moments recently where it feels like it's not just about me playing a little song or something, but it feels like a flow state, you know, where I'm not thinking as much and I'm just connecting to the audience and I'm connecting to these songs that I've created. And uh, that, you know, maybe to some people might sound cliche, but it's definitely a spiritual experience to me, you know, or if you've ever, you know, altered your state of consciousness, right? Or, you know, had a psychedelic experience, um, those can be extremely meaningful and have been extremely meaningful to me. And it's a different kind of knowing, you know, it's like the things that I've experienced in those states aren't always the easiest to tangibly articulate, you know, or to point to a logical reason for. You know, it's just like a more of an internal knowing of like, whoa, that was pretty profound.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like to roll into a third song, or let me know
Sure.
if I can get you a water or anything?
Yeah, I'm happy to, man. No, I'm happy to roll into a third song. Let's see.
Would you like to dedicate this
Think
to
about
anybody?
Any dedications? Man, none come top of mind.
No parents or significant others or anybody you can give some love to?
Oh man, I mean, I'm constantly grateful for the support of my family and, you know, my friends. And I guess I would dedicate this honestly to Jackson, because he you know, he was the one who connected us. And yeah, I just feel stoked to be here. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, this one is a little bit more of a somber track. And I wrote this song when I was in Central America, and I was reflecting on my last big relationship, and kind of wondering if it was too late, you know, if it was too late to kind of pick that back up again. And at that time, I felt like there was still some unfinished business there. And so this song is called Did I Lose My Chance? It's a more delicate song. Did I lose my chance to love you? Will you ever find your way back into my arms? Does it hurt this much for you too? Are you further down this road that has brought us apart? Well, I'm here, lying awake, wondering about your heart. Does it still beat the same? now that we're apart. Oh, we laughed, we cried, we made love, took each other further than we could go on our own. And it took some time to realize it was never meant to be you from the start. But I'm here, lying awake, wondering about your heart. Does it still beat the same now that we're apart? Oh, how will we know how far we've come, or deep we've dived, if your hand ain't in mine? We'll give it time. Just time. Sweet, sweet time.
Beautiful. It brings on the heartache.
Sure does. Yeah, I wrote that one in a pretty heartbroken place. Yeah, it's interesting to be on the other end of it and not be heartbroken anymore, but to have these songs that are, powerful, that came from that place.
I guess maybe just thinking back, does it help to have hope when you are in those places and you just don't feel like it's gonna get better?
Big time. Yeah, it's like, I've heard this said before, it's kind of hard to borrow hope from your future, when you're in a moment where you feel maybe even despair, or you feel hopeless or broken. But as best as you can, if you can just squeeze out a little bit, a little bit of trust, and recollection of other moments that also felt that way, that you made it through, or that you still were able to turn your life around. That definitely was, to a degree, helpful. I think I still had to move through what I had to move through. But yeah, it was helpful even in that moment to just remind myself, okay, I can have hope. I can have hope that this is going to get better, and that it always has, and hopefully always will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had another theme or two to kind of explore. So the last time we talked about was hope. Yeah. And I'm wondering, what do you think about the opposite of that? Something that worries you, that you're concerned about, when maybe it's inward, maybe it's something with yourself that you're worried about, or maybe it's humanity around you, or something like that.
Yeah, I want to think about that for a little while, because a few things come to mind. I think the thing that worries me the most, honestly, is technology. I think technological advance is pretty incredible, and I think in some ways, I was talking to a buddy of mine who was telling me that, basically we're entering the age of abundance, and there might be a very close timeline in reality where all people can have their needs met. And I think that's beautiful and amazing and incredible. Like, it's the fact that we've never really come close to that in history before. And at the same time, we're all, myself included, addicted to our phones, addicted to the stimulation and dopamine hits that they provide. And I'm just a little concerned with AI and these other things that are developing. And it's a little shocking to me that more people aren't concerned with just, not to catastrophize, but what could potentially happen with artificial intelligence.
I'm very concerned in multiple ways.
Yeah.
And the tangible parts of how it could take away creative careers, and in the overall societal thing of having a society, like you said, it's great to have needs met, but to live without want or desire to easily be able to access and fulfill any of your desires in some way where you could just have, I don't know how AI would do it, but I feel like that's what it's approaching. I feel like to live a full life is to build and work towards something and to grow and to not get everything you want. And so I feel like that wouldn't be good.
Totally. Yeah, it's like we have more in some ways and are more discontent than ever. But I think there's hope, kind of bringing it back to hope.
That's not allowed. That was the last topic.
Okay, right now. Right on. Yeah, I think there's hope. I think we can learn how to use these things as tools, I think at the end of the day, right, it's remembering that we're all creators and we're constantly creating our reality and constantly choosing what to put our energy into and what not to. And that can seem a little woo-woo, but like tangibly, where are we spending our money? Where are we choosing to give our attention? It can become a lot more practical. And so I hope that it's possible to leverage the positive aspects of things like technology and AI for getting our basic needs met, while also reverting back to a mindset around connecting more with one another and getting out of our houses and off our screens and in person. And
yeah, I think for me, like, my hope and fears are similar in that I hope that I will continue growing as a person and not get caught in the same pitfalls. And also that would be the fear. And for humanity around me, I also hope that we can continue to grow and understand each other better and not get caught into the pitfalls of marginalizing and putting each other in groups and try to just see each other as one another with love, getting outside of our own head and trying to help each other as a community. It's all so possible. There's all so much hope, and at the same time there's human nature and this new unknown world with AI and powerful weapons and so
yeah, it's a both
do we
and
do we
sure.
Is this where we make the choice to just say we're hopeful and roll with it?
I guess so. I mean, I don't know what the alternative is,
Right.
To me, what feels liberating is just being like, okay, what can I tangibly influence in my life, and what actually requires my focus and attention? And while some of the atrocities happening in the world are terrible and really disheartening, a lot of those things we don't have control over. And what feels liberating to me is just being like, okay, what can I tangibly influence? I can try to be a better community member. I can try to be a better friend, try to be a better brother and son. And
For sure.
yeah.
Would you like to play one more song?
Yeah, sure.
Hopefully the moving van downstairs hasn't been too bad. It's just part of, like you said, the character.
Part of the character, part of the texture. I actually love it. I was recording a track with buddy of mine. This is also a new one that I recorded when I was in Switzerland, which was back in August. And when we were recording at his place, we got like these little sounds that were there, like the creaking of the chair or like his computer fan, you know, kind of like tracked in. And I liked it. I thought like those little textural things made it feel more alive. And so she greets me like a bee, and her eyes glow like honey. Wanna keep her close to me, though our lives look kinda funny. And I like it when we're laying in the park and talk for hours and hours. I can tell in the way that you walk with heart. You've got a soft kind of power. Remember when we first met, how the moon and sun were hiding. You weren't sure about me back then, but I'm glad that I kept trying. And I like the way you notice all the moss and rocks on every hike. Stopping in the garden, smelling wildflowers, kissing butterflies. Or the way that you look it in a creme brulee with so much delight. No, when I'm with you, I won't be hiding. Our souls know what to do when they're colliding. I know the road is honest, but nothing can be promised. So hold me near your neck and soften eyelids. Hold me near your neck and soften eyelids.
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, thanks for coming over to my apartment.
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, it's been great. People can find my music on Spotify and Apple Music. And any upcoming shows at danhochman.com. That's Dan, HOCHMAN.com. And yeah, 2 upcoming shows. One opening for His Golden Messenger at the Belly Up in Aspen on March 21st. And then March 23rd, opening for Hiss again at the Fox Theater.
What does that name mean? His Golden Messenger.
Great idea. Okay. I have no idea. I mean, a great question. I have no idea.
You can ask him that.
Yeah, I probably will. Probably will ask him. Yeah.
Would you like to call anybody out and like call them a name or something?
Call a name.
Yeah, like talk shit to somebody.
Talk shit to somebody.
Yeah,
a
like
little bit?
throw down and be like, hey, Andy, I know you've been talking crap about you don't like my car or something, but like it's better than yours, bro. I don't know.
That'd be fun. I wish
instead of gratitude, maybe we can start
talking a little shit.
Yeah, maybe.
My housemate Phil, my keys player, clean your dishes. Now Phil always cleans his dishes, so.
Man, it's been a while since I lived with roommates, but
yeah.
I was an offender of letting the dishes soak sometimes. I'm like, they're soaking. He's like,
I do the same thing, man. You gotta let them soak sometimes,
Right.
you know,
Thank
especially
you.
if it's a pot. No, feels the best.
and then
It's
you
awesome.
get busy, and yeah, it's like you got some other task, and they're still soaking.
Yeah,
You'll get to it.
yeah. Sometimes they gotta soak. There's a metaphor in there somewhere,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna show this to my old roommates, Dave.
Great. Dave? Who's Dave?
I don't know. I feel like well, Dave is an old roommate and a old chum friend.
Oh, okay.
And he's
Nice.
living out east now, right now. But we
Great.
grew up in Illinois together.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
We
That's
were
awesome.
in a band back in high school. We were in a bluegrass band.
Oh, nice, man. What did you play?
Guitar.
Guitar? Nice.
Cool.
Sweet,
well,
dude.
yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for coming.
Can't you see